Sending data, sending data. Oh, and we're live again. I love that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Are we going to have an amazing one? Absolutely. Like always. Let's do it. No reason not to, right? No reason not to. Yeah. Yeah. You guys doing well? Doing well? I hope absolutely incredible. That's what I hope. Absolutely incredible. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Because we're not just doing politics. We're doing ancient Greek history with nuclear submarines. AI. Chips, artificial intelligence, aircraft carriers, oil tankers, Taiwan, Trump, Xi Jinping, and a Google search term that sounds like a prescription drug side effect. All right, phrase of the night is Thucydides Trap. This is just unreal. Man. What are we getting ourselves into? Unreal. Thucydides. Thucydides.
Thucydides.
Thucydides. There you go. Thucydides. Through all of these Thucydides. Thucydides. And no, that is not a new Mediterranean restaurant in Glendale. That is not a villain from John Wick #6. And that is not what happens when you eat gas station sushi before a long flight. Don't ever want to do that, right? Take oranges. Oranges are good.
Thucydides.
Thucydides. The Thucydides Trap is one of the most dangerous ideas in geopolitics. It means this: when a rising power starts catching up to the ruling power gets nervous. The rising power gets proud. Everybody starts flexing. Nobody wants to look weak. And suddenly the world's biggest countries are playing emotional poker with aircraft carriers. Historically, the phrase comes from ancient Greece. Athens was rising. Sparta was already the big dog. This is Sparta. Y'all remember that? Sparta looked at Athens and said, hold on. Why is this little startup city-state suddenly getting so many ships, money, influence, and confidence? And according to Thucydides, the rise of Athens and the fear it created in Sparta helped make war feel almost inevitable. Thucydides, right? Now fast forward to today. America is Sparta in the metaphor, the established superpower, the global heavyweight, the country that has been sitting at the head table since World War II. China is Athens, the rising power, massive economy, huge military, manufacturing giant, technological competitor, and now a country that wants to be treated not like a guest in the room, but like one of the architects of the room. In Taiwan is not just an island in this story. Taiwan is the glowing red button on the table that everyone keeps pretending not to stare at. That is why this summit matters. Xi reportedly warned Trump that if Taiwan is mishandled, it could lead to clashes or conflict. So while the cameras show handshakes, red carpets, polite smiles, and diplomatic tea, underneath all of that is the real question. Can America and China compete without crashing the world economy, lighting up the Pacific, or dragging everyone into a conflict nobody can control? And that is the crazy part. That is not just about Trump and Xi. This is about your gas prices, your retirement account, your iPhone, your groceries, your kids' future, the price of chips, the price of oil, the future of Taiwan, the war in Iran, and whether the two biggest powers on earth can sit at the table without flipping it like a drunk uncle at Thanksgiving. Because the Thucydides Trap. That Thucydides Trap, I'm telling you. It's not a prediction. It is a warning. It says, be careful, because great powers do not always go to war because they want war. Sometimes they go to war because they misread each other. You know, you don't want to get lost in translation here. Sometimes they go to war because nobody wants to be the first guy to blink. Sometimes history does not kick the door down. It politely walks in wearing a suit, smiles for the cameras, then quietly starts moving chess pieces. So we're not going to break it. We're going to break this down like adults, right? Laugh like degenerates and think like historians. We're going to ask, is this real danger? Is this political theory, political theater? Can someone speak? Is Trump trying to cut a deal? Is Xi testing America? Is Taiwan the tripwire? Is Iran part of the pressure? And most importantly, are we watching diplomacy or are we watching the trailer for the next 100 years? Hit the like button if you want clear thinking in a world full of fog machines. Subscribe if you want news with a brain and a pulse. Become a member if you want to help build the smartest live chat on YouTube, the best chat in the world, rather. And drop a super chat if your take is so hot it needs to be, you know, it needs its own State Department briefing. Because tonight, chat, you are not just viewers, you are the war room with better jokes. Let's see what's happening. We got Baby Mexico in the chat saying, do you support Trump? Just genuinely asking. In the chat, who supports Trump? Who does not support Trump? Let Baby Mexico know. Nice little location going on over there. What's happening there? What type of conversation is going on over there, man?
习近平主席为特朗普总统对中国进行国事访问举行的欢迎宴会现在开始。
The welcoming banquet hosted
Translators.
by President Xi Jinping for President Donald J. Trump.
Les Paul, how you
now
doing, buddy?
begins.
Good to see you.
首先，请习近平主席致辞。
Now a toast by President Xi.
All right, someone decided not to bring the steady cam. This is all handheld camera work. Very cool. Oh, now it's getting steady. Turned on the gimbal. Very cool. Is that a little coffee in your cup, Les Paul, or what's going on over there? Little stew.
尊敬的特朗普总统，女士们、先生们，很高兴为特朗普总统对中国进行国事访问举行国宴。
Translators, come on.
首先，我代表中国政府和中国人民，对特朗普总统 和美国代表团
Can anyone translate
表
in
示热
lifetime?
烈欢迎。
Honorable President Donald J. Trump,
There we
ladies
go.
and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to host the state banquet in honor of President Trump during his state visit to China. On behalf of the Chinese government and people, I'd like to extend a warm welcome.
How dare you ask Ben? Was saying Winnie the Pooh. Thank you for the jokes, buddy.
To President Trump and the U.S. delegation.
Respectful.
这
Very good.
是一次历史性访问。今年是中国15开局之年，14亿多中国人民
Cool language.
立足于5000多年中华文明深厚基础，正在以高质量发展全面推进中国式现代化。今年也是美国独立250周年。
Nice, bro. How do you drink your coffee? You put a little milk in there, sugar,
美
keep
国
it
人
black.
民正在重振爱国创新开拓精神，推动美国发展迈向新的征程。中美两国人民都是伟大的人民，实现中华民族伟大复兴和让美国再伟大，完全可以并行
Danger
不悖，
Donald providing
相
incense.
互成就，
There you go, dude.
造福世界。
This is a historic visit. This year marks the start of China's 15th five-year plan for economic and social development. The over 1.4 billion people of China, drawing on the rich heritage of our over 5,000-year civilization, are advancing Chinese modernization on all fronts through high-quality development. This year is also the 250th anniversary of American independence. The over 300 million American people are reinvigorating the spirit of patriotism, innovation, and enterprise, and ushering in a new journey for the development of the United States. The people of China and the United States are both great peoples. Achieving the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation and making America great again can go hand in hand. We can help each other succeed and advance the well-being of the whole world.
55年前，
Mega, mega, mega.
尼克松总统派基辛格博士访华，
GB Hoover, what
中美
language
开
is
展
this?
乒乓外
This is
交，
Southern Chinese
双
or
方官民并举，
Mandarin.
推开了中美冰封20多年的大
John
门，
Stroop jumping in on the chat.
成为当代国际关系史上重大事
We
件。
got the best chat in the world. Make sure you all like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, go on live
中
every
美
day
之
of
间以很
2026.
多开
We
放
got
合作的
Veronica's
故
friend
事，
jumping in over
不
here
断
too.
书写着
Did
友
anyone
谊的
drop
佳
a
话
super。chat or become
新
member
形势
yet?
下，
There you go. Not yet.
我同特朗普总统
Please support this channel,
顺应
drop
两国
a
人
super
民
chat, and become a
和
member.
国际社会期待，通过多次会晤和通话，推动中美关系
Ask Jay
保
asking,
持
what will this do
总
to
体
gold
稳定。
prices?
55 years ago, President Richard Nixon sent Dr. Henry Kissinger to visit China, and ping-pong diplomacy was carried out between our two countries. Through efforts of the
He did not just say ping pong efforts, bro. He did not. We got a lover in the chat. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat so you can love this channel just like Brian Addington. Thank you for the chat, buddy.
two governments and peoples, the door that had remained frozen for over 20 years was opened, marking a milestone in contemporary international relations. From then on, China and the United States have written many chapters of friendship through mutual openness and cooperation. Under the new situation, President Trump and I, fully aware of the expectations of our two nations and the international community, have had multiple meetings and phone calls and kept China-US relations generally stable.
今天，我同特朗普总统就中美关系和国际 及地区形势深入交换意见。我们一致认为，中美关系是当今世界最重要的双边关系，只能搞好，不能搞坏。两国合则两利，斗则俱伤，应该成为伙伴而不是对手。我们同意构建中美建设性战略稳定关系，推动中美关系稳定、健康、可持续发展，为世界带来更多和平、繁荣、进步。
Today, President Trump and I had in-depth exchanges on China-US relations and international and regional dynamics. We both believe that the China-US relationship is the most important bilateral relationship in the world. We must make it work and never mess it up. Both China and the United States stand to gain from cooperation and lose from confrontation. Our
True.
two countries should be partners rather than rivals. President Trump and I also agreed to build a constructive China-US relationship of strategic stability to promote the steady, sound, and sustainable development of China-US relations and bring more peace, prosperity, and progress to the world.
尊敬的特朗普总统先生、女士们、先生们、朋友们，
He seems confident speaking up there.
纵观中美关系发展历程，能不能做到相互尊重、和平共处、合作共赢，是中美关系能否稳定发展的关键所在。当今事件变乱交织，中美关系承载着两国17亿多人民的福祉，关乎世界80多亿人民的利益。我们应当共同扛起这个历史重任，推动中美关系这艘巨轮沿着正确的航道平稳前行。
Honorable President Donald J. Trump, ladies and gentlemen, friends. Looking back at the course of China-US relations, whether or not we could have mutual respect, peaceful coexistence, and win-win cooperation is the key to whether the relationship can advance steadily. The world today is changing and turbulent. China-US relations concern the well-being of the over 1.7 billion people of both countries and affect the interests of the over 8 billion people of the world. Both sides should rise up to this historic responsibility and steer the giant ship of China-US relations forward, steadily and in the right direction.
最后，我提议为中美两国发展繁荣和人民幸福，为中美关系的美好未来和两国人民的友谊，为特朗普总统以及在座的各位朋友的健康干杯！
Now please join me in a toast to the development and prosperity of China and the United States and the well-being of our people, to the
Cheers.
bright future of China-US relations
So bright.
and the friendship between the two peoples, and to the health of President Trump and all the friends present. Cheers.
干杯！
Well said, Timothy. Well said,
Cheers.
buddy. The clicking of glasses. That's nice. They're shaking hands and all that. Just to let y'all know, we're going live every day of 2026. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat if you want. Help this channel stay alive. Here's POTUS. There
谢
you
谢
go,
习近平
buddy.
主席。
Thank you, President Xi.
现在请特朗普总统致辞。
Next, a toast by President Trump.
Oh, no answer from from the lady Primal Screams in regards to waffles chat. All right. No answer meaning?
Well, thank you very much. This is a great honor. It was a fantastic day. And in particular, I want to thank President Xi, my friend, for this magnificent welcome. And it really was a magnificent welcome like none other.
Gotta agree. Magnificent welcome. Absolutely.
And for so graciously hosting us on this very historic state visit. We had extremely positive and productive conversations and meetings today with the Chinese delegation earlier. And this evening is another cherished opportunity to discuss among friends some of the things that we discussed today, all good for the United States and for China. And it was a great honor to be with you. Please.
感谢习近平主席。今天我们度过了非常美。
What a gentleman POTUS is. He says, please, go ahead. You're allowed to. Go ahead.
美好的一天，首先要感谢习近平主席这一盛大的欢迎，那么也非常感谢在这一次历史性的国事访问当中非常慷慨地接待了我的代表团。那么今天早些时候，我们跟中方进行了富有成效以及具有建设性的对话。那今天晚上将是我们另外的一次机会，能够共同再次讨论我们今天。
We got Timothy Bridgers jumping in on the chat, Peacemaker, saying, and I believe that's completely sincere because if you really just want to strip it all down, there's absolutely no reason America and China should have beef. There you go, buddy. There you go.
早些时候已经
Collaborate, don't create war, right?
讨论到的一些问题，以及我们的共同利益，以及我们如何能够为全人类塑造更好、更安全的未来。
American Meteorite fan says they don't represent most Americans, just so you know. Who are they? Are you talking about that emoji?
The relationship between the American and Chinese people goes all the way back to America's founding. The first American consul to China, Samuel Shaw, arrived on the first American trading ship to reach these shores in 1784. The Chinese merchants had a name for the Americans. They called their visions the New People. 2.5 centuries later, that first connection has grown into one of the most consequential relationships in world history.
美国人民和中国人民之间的友谊可以追溯到美国的建国之初。那么，美国的第一任驻华大使萨缪尔·肖先生，在1784年乘坐第一艘美国的商船到达了中国的沿岸。当时中国的商人
We're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat if you want it to be read. It helps this channel survive. Thank you so much. I love you. The Lord loves you.
是这样称呼到来的美国访客，他们将当时到来的美国访客称为一个崭新的民族。250年后的今天
You got Himalayan jumping in on the chat saying Trump is doing all this for America. There you go, buddy.
这一个当初的友谊已经慢慢的演变成为当今世界当中最举足轻重的关系之一。
From the beginning, our citizens have shared a deep sense of mutual respect. Founding Father Benjamin Franklin published the sayings of Confucius in his colonial newspaper. And today's sculpture, recognizing that ancient Chinese sage, is carved into the face of the United States Supreme Court very proudly.
从一开始，我们两国之间的人民就已经有深厚的相互的尊重。美国的国父本杰明·富兰克林曾经在他的殖民报纸当中刊登了孔子的《论语》，而今天在美国最高法院建筑物的门前，可以说 有一个雕刻，这个雕刻就是为了向中国的这一名古代的圣人进行致敬。
The appreciation ran in both directions. Chinese admirers of President George Washington.
We got an update from Les Paul. TDS Vax available. There you go. Let him know, Les Paul.
Gifted a stone tablet honoring his memory to adorn the Washington Monument. It bears the words of a Chinese official who called the great general and statesman a hero among men.
这一种欣赏是相互的。那么许多中国人非常崇敬乔治华盛顿总统。那么这些人当时就向美国捐赠了一个石碑，就是为了纪念华盛顿总统。目前这个石碑已经镶嵌在华盛顿纪念碑里面，石碑上刻有当时的一名中国官员形容这一名伟大的将军和政治家，他们把他称为人中豪杰。
True.
Across the centuries, this mutual esteem grew into a relationship that reflected the tremendous talent and potential of our two people. Chinese workers helped lay the railroad tracks that connected our Atlantic coast to the Pacific. American travelers to China helped spread literacy and modern medicine, and at the request of China's ambassador, it was President Theodore Roosevelt who provided the funds to establish President Xi's alma mater, Tsinghua University.
在过去几百年当中，这种相互的尊
Amazing. Absolutely incredible speech thus far. What do you guys think? What are you rating this speech? 0 out of 10. Let's go, POTUS.
敬已经成为了一段全新的关系。这段关系可以说反映出我们两国人民之间巨大的潜力，
Adam, how you doing, brother?
以及
Good to see you.
我们的
How's
努力和智慧。
How do I
中国
sound?
工人当初帮助美国建设了我们的铁路路轨，连通了美国的大西岸和太平洋沿海地区。美国当时早期出访中国的美国人也帮助中国提升了识字率，并且引入了现代医学，并且应时任中国驻华大使的请求，罗斯福总统也专门提供了资金，成立了习主席的母校清华大学。
Just so you know, we're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat, help keep this show alive.
As allies in World War II, President Frank.
We got S Balls saying 1, Jeff Edwards saying 0, Himalayan saying 10, American Meteorite saying 0. All right, it's all on average, like maybe 5.3. We got Waffle Jackson giving it a 9.5. There you go, buddy.
Franklin Roosevelt's mentions of the brave people of China, that's what they were, drew loud cheers in his speeches in the United States, and everybody loved what he had to say, just as many Chinese now love basketball and blue jeans, Chinese restaurants.
Basketball and blue jeans. Panzer, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, good to see you.
In America today, outnumber the 5 largest...
There we go. S-Ball saying double tap for a somersault, lads. There you go. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate the support.
Fast food chains in the United States, all combined. That's a pretty big statement.
那么，作为2战期间的盟国，罗斯福总统在美国的多次演讲当中提到了勇敢的中国人民。正如当前许多中国人非常喜欢篮球和穿蓝色的牛仔裤，在美国目前的中餐厅的数量要比美国前5大快餐
Is he going to bring up the tariffs? What do you think? Any tariff talk happening over here?
连锁店的总的店面还要多。
This bond of commerce and respect that stretches back 250 years is the foundation for a future that benefits both of our nations. The American and Chinese people share much in common. We value hard work. We value courage and achievement. We love our families and we love our countries. Together we have the chance to draw on these values to create a future of greater prosperity, cooperation, and happiness, and peace for our children. We love our children. this region and the world. It's a special world with the two of us united and together.
那么至于商业当中的纽带以及我们的相互尊重，可以说追溯到250年前，是我们将要构建的未来的基础。至于未来将会惠及我们两国的人民，美国人民和中国人民有许多的共同点，我们都崇尚劳动，我们都崇尚勇气和成就，我们都非常爱我们的家庭，我们也爱我们的国家。我们两国一道，我们将有机会基于我们共同的价值观，创造
How you doing, Michael? Good to see you, buddy.
造出一个更加繁荣、基于合作、幸福、和平的未来，为我们的子孙、为本地区以及全世界造福。
We got Himalayan jumping out of the chat saying Trump is winning every day, winning every single day. We're going live every single day in 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat.
Thank you again, President Xi, for this beautiful welcome. And tonight it is
Great
my
welcome.
honor to extend an invitation to you and Madam Peng to visit us at the White House this September 24th. And we look forward to it. And I'd now like to raise a glass and propose a toast to the rich and enduring ties between the American and Chinese people. It's a very special relationship. And I want to thank you again. This has been an amazing period of time. Thank you, President Xi.
那么再一次感谢
What a
习主席
gentleman, right?
感谢
What a
这一
gentleman.
美好的欢迎。那么今天晚上
Who's this guy? Where's this guy from? Is that an American citizen?
我也想借此机会向
Yeah, we got the Z Blake Coro jumping on the chat saying, President American System Trump, buddy. Some respect for Donald Trump.
向您以及彭女士提出邀请，于9月24号邀请你们出访白宫。那我也希望，针对美国人民和中国人民之间深厚的以及持久的友谊，我提议我们进行举杯。那么我们这两国关系是非常独特的一项关系。
Thank you, everybody.
感谢，
Thank you, everybody, very much.
感谢。
You know, that's very respectful for President Trump to go over to China and to be so well received. That's just candy to my eyes. So wonderful. So wonderful. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh. So Xi warns Trump differences over Taiwan could bring U.S. and China to conflict. Allegedly.
For about 2 hours behind closed doors with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping today at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing.
Look at that sight. Look at this alignment. Just absolutely incredible. How many of you want to move and go live in China instead of where you currently are? Let me know.
The meeting was quite a study in sort of different and major contrasts. Trump began the meeting by saying he was great friends with Xi and really sort of praising the relationship with China and full of optimism, whereas Xi really talked about how Washington's handling of Taiwan could jeopardize the relationship if it was handled not correctly. And Xi also talked about how the two powers needed to be careful to sort of avoid coming conflicts. The two leaders, after their meeting, then went to the Temple of Heaven and towards sort of that cultural site in Beijing. And Trump is now on a bit of a break before he has a state banquet.
Very nice. So nice.
This evening. We haven't heard from Trump on exactly how he went to meet.
Ah, look, best friends hanging out, buddies.
The meeting went, but it was certainly a little bit pessimistic or a little bit darker.
Lava Turtle has joined the chat. China, China, China. There you go. There you go. Yeah, but did we get any proof of what Xi's warning was actually about? Come on, Associated Press. What you talking about? All right, so here we have Trump hails ties with China as Xi cites. Which one is that? Which one is that right here? Let's just do a double check. Thucydides Trap. There you go. There you go. During bilateral meeting with the U.S. President. This should be amazing.
Let's make one support, then Mr. President, please make one as well. Respected Mr. President Trump, I am very pleased to meet you in Beijing. This is your first visit to China in 9 years. Our meeting now can...
We got Danny Dennett. Danny Dennett wants to move to China. There you go. Where do you currently live, and what's your reasoning for wanting to move to a communist country, buddy? Hopefully you have a very nice time there.
Be said to be drawing global attention. In the current era of accelerating changes, the international situation is intertwined and complex. At this crossroads for the world, can our two countries overcome the so-called Thucydides Trap and pioneer a new era of major country relations? Can we work hand in hand to address global challenges and inject more stability into the world?
There we go, Mr. Hegseth.
I am very pleased to meet you in Beijing. This is your
Sounds
first
good,
visit
Adam.
to China
Will do,
in 9 years.
Thank you.
Our meeting now can be said to be of great global significance.
All right, Danny.
As the world undergoes accelerating changes in a complex, intertwined international landscape, we stand at a new historical crossroads. Can our two countries overcome the so-called Thucydides Trap to pioneer a new model of major country relations?
Hopefully they can. How you doing, Bert?
Can we join hands to address global challenges and inject more stability into the world?
We got Jeb Commons saying P3Ds equals Democrats, male in female bathrooms, dressing in drag, reading to kindergartners, Democrat teachers indoctrinating children into being TRANS and GAY. What do you think about that, chat? Do you agree or disagree? Thank you for your chat, Jeb.
Can we, for the benefit of our two peoples and the future of humanity, work together to create a better future for our relations? These are truly questions for history, the world, and our peoples, and they are the historical answer that you and I, as leaders of major power...
Danny Dennett says, are you worried, bro? No, man, no. The Lord is in control, bro. Everything's good. It's all good. Just do as good as you can, you know?
...powers must ride together. This year marks the 250th anniversary of the independence of the United States, and I extend to you and the American people.
Lava Turtle jumping in on the chat saying the Chinese President Xi used to live in San Francisco in California, the United States. He lived there many years when he was young. Thank you for letting us know. Did not know that.
I have always believed that the common interests between China and the U.S. far outweigh our differences. Our respective successes are opportunities for each other, and a stable China-U.S. relationship is a boon for the world. Both sides benefit from cooperation and lose from confrontation. We should
There you go. Jeb Common jumping in another chat saying Democrats say no kings, yet gave King Charles a standing ovation. Standing. So what does that mean? Are they practicing hypocrisy?
be partners,
What do you think, Chad?
not
Do you agree, disagree?
rivals, and achieve mutual success to foster common prosperity.
That's what we need to do. We need to be partners, not rivals. We need to work together. 100% accurate.
Forging a correct path for major powers to get along in a new era. I look forward to exchanging views with you, Mr. President, on major issues concerning our two countries and the world, and jointly steering the great ship of China-US. Relations to sail steadily and far, so that
That's absolutely ideal, and it's great the way that they're speaking to each other. This is good news. And we're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member. Throw in a super chat if you want to help this show stay afloat.
2026. Becomes a historic and landmark year that builds on the past and opens up the future for China-US. Relations. I will
Beautiful
stop
room.
here for now. Mr. President, please proceed. And thank you for that. By those. Beautiful. The military is obvious, it couldn't be better. But those children mean so much, and I know they mean so much to you. You and I have known each other now for a long time, the longest relationship of our two countries that any president and president has had.
Great.
And that is to me an honor.
Good
We've had a
sign.
fantastic relationship. We've gotten along. When there were difficulties, we worked it out. I would call you and you would call me. And whenever we had a problem, people don't know, whenever we had a problem, we worked that out very quickly. We're going to have a fantastic future together. Such respect for China. The job you've done, you're a great leader. I say it to everybody, you're a great leader.
What a nice set of words right there. We got Frank jumping out of the chat saying Trump rocks this world. There you go. Frank is a supporter of POTUS. Well said. Brave man. Brave man Trump is to go over there and try to create peace. Amazing, amazing. We're going live every day of 2026. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications.
Sometimes people don't like me saying, have the best. We have top people, every single one of them. We asked the top 30 in the world, every single one of them said yes, and I didn't want the second or the third in the company. I want only the top, and they're here today to pay respects to China and look forward to all we will do. On our behalf, I look very much forward to our discussion. There are those that say this is maybe the best summit ever. They can never remember anything like it. I can say in the United States, people aren't talking about anything else. But it's an honor to be with you. It's an honor to be your friend, and the relationship between
Very
China.
cool. There you go. So, it seems like everything's going well over there, right? Would you guys disagree? Would you agree? Beautiful room, by the way. Yeah. Cool pictures.
Did anyone drop a super chat or become member yet? Please support this channel, drop a super chat, and become a member.
There you go. Yeah. Got Veronica's friend jumping in there. Cool. he is, POTUS.
Did you talk about Taiwan, Mr. President?
They look happy, you know.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, did you talk about Taiwan?
Hey, thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Drive. Organized, looking nice, looking clean. Ah, there's a Chevy. We see an American vehicle. We got a Chevy. Chevy in Beijing. What's that, a Lincoln? All right. We got a Ford. We got a Ford van right there. You got a transit van. You got a Ram back here. You got some American vehicles. Do you think he brought his vehicles over there? That's a wild one. And this is about taking lessons from a historical pattern called, you know, the words coming up, Thucydides Trap. This is with Allison. Let's see what's going on over here. This is from TED. Deport Melania. How can we deport Melania, buddy? Come on, man. Come on. We love Melania.
So let me thank you for the opportunity to talk about the biggest international story of your professional lifetime, which is also the most important international challenge the world will face for as far as the eye can see. The story, of course, is the rise of China. Never before have so many people risen so far, so fast, on so many different dimensions. The challenge is
Coop jumping in on the chat saying, yes, they sent the presidential motorcade via C-17 cargo planes. Awesome, dude. Thank you, Coop, for helping this chat become even better than it already is. Yeah, Jason Beatrice jumping on the chat saying Trump going to China is a great thing. Absolutely, absolutely. We got a lover in the chat. Dave221 says, what a more on IC podcast. Thank you, buddy. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. We're going live every day of 2026. Become a member. Throw in a super chat.
the impact of China's rise, the discombobulation this will cause the United States and the international order of which the U.S. has been the principal architect and guardian. The past 100 years have been what historians now call an American century. Americans have become accustomed to their place at the top of every pecking order. So the very idea of another country that could be as big and strong as the U.S. or bigger strikes many Americans as an assault on who they are.
Here's a
For
C-17
perspective
cargo
on what
he's
we're
talking
now
about.
seeing in this rivalry, it's useful to locate it on the larger map of history. The past 500 years have seen 16 cases in which a rising power threatened to displace a ruling power. 12 of those ended in war. So just November, we'll all pause to mark the 100th anniversary of the final day of a war that became so encompassing that it required historians to create an entirely new category, World War. So on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918, the guns of World War I fell silent, but 20 million individuals lay dead. I know that this is a sophisticated audience, so you know about the rise of China. I'm going to focus, therefore, on the impact of China's rise, on the U.S., on the international order, and on the prospects for war and peace. But having taught at Harvard over many years, I've learned that from time to time it's useful to take a short pause just to make sure we're all on the same page. So the way I do this is I call a timeout, I give students a pop quiz, ungraded of course, okay. So let's try this, the quiz, timeout, pop quiz. Question, 40 years ago, 1978, China sets out on its march to the market. At that point, what percentage of China's 1 billion citizens were struggling to survive on less than $2 a day? Take a guess. 25%? 50? 75? 90? What do you think? 90. 9 out of every 10 on less than $2 a day. 2018, 40 years later, what about the numbers? What's your bet? Take a look. Fewer than 1 in 100 today. And China's president has promised that within the next 3 years.
Just want to give a quick little shout out if you guys are ever creating something big and you need some audio, video, or lighting things. This website r-avl is your place to go if you have, they worked with Miss Dior and Meta and a bunch of awesome places. So yeah, if you have any questions with that type of stuff and putting on together a big event, that's the place to go. They are incredible. They worked with Tiffany & Co., That Thing, Rude McLaren, Dior, Meta Labs, Lacoste, Vans, University of Laverne. Just incredible people.
Those last tens of millions will have been raised up above that threshold. So it's a miracle, actually, in our lifetime. Hard to believe, but brute facts are even harder to ignore. A nation that didn't even appear on any of the international league tables 25 years ago has soared to rival and in some areas surpass the United States. Thus the challenge that'll shape our world. A seemingly unstoppable rising China, accelerating towards an apparently immovable ruling U.S., on course for what could be the grandest collision in history. To help us get our minds around this challenge, I'm going to introduce you to a great thinker. I'm going to present a big idea, and I'm going to pose a most consequential question. So the great thinker is Thucydides.
TT, how you doing, buddy?
Now, I know his name is a mouthful, and some people have trouble pronouncing it. So let's do it 1, 2, 3 together. Thucydides. One more time. Thucydides. So who was Thucydides? He was the father and founder of history. He wrote the first ever history book. It's titled The History of the Peloponnese.
Oh, we got a super chat from Jason Beatrice. America runs this planet. That's right. Everybody give some W's for Jason Beatrice in the chat. That's absolutely right. Veronica, come tell Jason how much you love him.
Thank you for your support. I love you. Wishing you and your family the best.
W's in the chat from Mr. Jason Beatrice. Thank you so much for keeping us afloat. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat so we can survive. Be amazing like Mr. Jason Beatrice.
Peloponnesian War, about the war in Greece 2,500 years ago. So if nothing else today, you can tweet to your friends, I met a great thinker, and I can even pronounce his name, Thucydides. Okay.
Thucydides.
So about this war between that destroyed classical Greece, Thucydides wrote famously, it was the rise of Athens and the fear that this instilled in Sparta that made the war inevitable. So the rise of one, the reaction of the other, create a toxic cocktail of pride, arrogance, paranoia that drug them both to war. Which brings me to the big idea, Thucydides Trap. Thucydides Trap is a term I coined several years ago to make vivid Thucydides' insight. Thucydides Trap is the dangerous dynamic that occurs when a rising power, threatens to displace a ruling power, like Athens or Germany 100 years ago, or China today, and their impact on Sparta, or Great Britain 100 years ago,
Sparta.
or the US today. As Henry Kissinger has said, once you get...
That's right, Joseph G. Thank you so much. Press the like button, guys. Double tap your screen. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat. Keep this show alive.
Get this idea, this concept of Thucydides Trap in your head, it'll provide a lens for helping you look through the news and noise of the day to understand what's actually going on. So, to the most consequential question about our world today. Are we going to follow in the footsteps of history? Or can we, through a combination of imagination and common sense and courage, find a way for to manage this rivalry without a war nobody wants and everybody knows would be catastrophic? Give me 5 minutes to unpack this, and that later this afternoon when you the next news story pops up for you about China doing this or the US reacting like that, you'll be able to have a better understanding of what's going on and even to explain it to your friends. So, as we saw with this flipping the pyramid of poverty, China has actually soared. It's meteoric. Former Czech President Václav Havel, I think, put it best. He said, all this has happened so fast, we haven't yet had time to be astonished. Okay. To remind myself how astonished I should be, I occasionally look out the window in my office in Cambridge at this bridge which goes across the Charles River between the Kennedy School and Harvard Business School. In 2012, the state of Massachusetts said they were going to renovate this bridge. It would take 2 years. In 2014, they said it wasn't finished. In 2015, they said it would take 1 more year. In 2015, they said it's not finished. We're not going to tell you when it's going to be finished. Finally, last year, it was finished 3 times over budget. Now, compare this to a...
Jason Beatrice jumping in on the chat saying Republicans know how to budget. There you go. Seems like it.
Similar bridge.
Do you agree, chat, or disagree?
That I drove across last month in Beijing. It's called the Shenyang Bridge. In 2015, the Chinese decided they wanted to renovate that bridge. It actually has twice as many lanes of traffic. How long did it take for them to complete the project? 2015. What do you bet? Take a guess. Okay.
Wow.
Take a look. The answer is 43 hours.
Do you guys understand that? 43 hours. Talking about efficiency. How incredible is this? How incredible. Just think about it. And how can the US learn to become more efficient and productive? This is a huge, huge question. We're competing with different countries and we have the technology, we have the manpower. Do we have the will? Do we have the want? Do we have the need? Kathy, you can ask anything. Go ahead.
Now, of course, that couldn't happen in New York. Yes.
Nope.
Okay. Behind this speed and execution is a purpose-driven leader and a government that works. The most ambitious and most competent leader on the international stage today is China's President Xi Jinping. And he's made no secret about what he wants. As he said when he became president 6 years ago, his goal is to make China great again. A banner he raised long before Donald Trump picked up a version of this. Okay. To that end,
Etsy TV asks, he tells Kathy she can ask anything, but he won't answer my question. Did you get vaccinated? Etsy TV, did you get vaccinated? What are you saying? What are you saying? Let me know if you got that vaccination. buddy. We're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat if you want. Love your life. You're amazing. Love your family. There you go. Etsy did not get vaccinated, y'all. There you go, buddy.
Xi Jinping has announced specific targets for specific dates. 2025, 2035, 2049. By 2025, China means to be the dominant power in the major market in 10 leading technologies, including driverless cars, robots, artificial intelligence, quantum computing. By 2035, China means to be the innovation leader across all the advanced technologies. And by 2049, which is the 100th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic, China means to be unambiguously number one, including, as Xi Jinping, an army that he calls, quote, fight and win. So these are audacious goals, but as you can see, China is already well on its way to these objectives. And we should remember how fast our world is changing.
Yeah, and if you want to compete, check it. Oi, jumping into the chat saying the U.S. never wanted to be efficient. We wanted jobs. The problem is the greed from management and the banking cartel. Oh, we pay more than a bowl of rice. There you go. There you go. Thank you for the chat, Oi.
30 years ago, the World Wide Web had not yet even been invented. Who'll feel the impact of this rise of China most directly? Obviously, the current number one. As China gets bigger and stronger and richer, technologically more advanced, it'll inevitably bump up against American positions and prerogatives. Now, for red-blooded Americans, and especially for red-necked Americans like me, I'm from North Carolina, there's something wrong with this picture. Okay? The USA means number one. That's who we are. But again...
All right, Kathy. So Alabama House Speaker Nathaniel Ledbetter, Republican. There you go. Are you Republican or Democrat? Sparked outrage, saying he hopes SCOTUS overturns Amendment 14 amid redistricting fights over racial gerrymandering in congressional maps. Critics blasted it as a call to gut the 14th Amendment, equal protection, citizenship, due process. Ledbetter discussed SCOTUS possibly lifting a federal ruling under the 14th, plus VRA blocking AL's black voter delusion maps. Overturn 14. You know what? Whatever's fair. Like, who am I to say anything outside of what is fair?
And to repeat, brute facts are hard to ignore. 4 years ago, Senator John McCain asked me to testify about this to his Senate Senate Armed Services Committee. And so I made for them a chart that you can see that said, compare.
Did you guys hear about that bodybuilder? He was like 24 from Germany. He got that thing you guys were talking about, and then he was joking about it on a podcast. He's like, I can't believe I got that. I'm probably going to be extinguished in like 2 weeks. Sure enough, 2 weeks later, bam, done, gone. What? My goodness. Right after, and everyone at the pod was like, you didn't. Like, yeah, I did. And like, he's like a fitness model, you know, all this. I tried to check that up last Sunday because we were talking about it. Can't find it online. Very, very interesting that you cannot find that online. We're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat, keep this channel afloat.
The U.S. and China, the kids on opposite ends of a seesaw on a playground, each represented by the size of their economy. As late as 2004, China was just half our size. By 2014, its GDP was equal to ours. And on the current trajectory, by 2024, it'll be half again larger. The consequences of this tectonic change will be felt everywhere. For example, in the current trade conflict, China is already the number one trading partner of all the major Asian countries. Which brings us back to our Greek historian. Harvard's Thucydides Trap case file has reviewed the last 500 years of history and found 16 cases in which a rising power threatened to displace a ruling power. 12 of these ended in war. And the tragedy of this is that in very few of these did either of the protagonists want a war. Few of these wars were initiated by either the rising power or the ruling power. So how does this work? What happens is a third party's provocation forces one or the other to react, and that sets in motion a spiral which drags the two somewhere they don't want to go. If that seems crazy, it is, but it's life. Remember World War I.
Jason Beatrice jumping in on the chat saying, soon America will have protection laws against Sharia law. There you go. Is that good for USA or not? What are your thoughts? Let them fly in the chat.
The provocation in that case was the assassination of a second-level figure, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, which then led the Austro-Hungarian emperor to issue an ultimatum to Serbia. They dragged in the various allies. Within 2 months, all of Europe was at war. So imagine Thucydides were watching Planet Earth today. What would he say? Could he find a more appropriate leading man for the ruling power than Donald J. Trump? Or a more apt lead for the rising power than Xi Jinping? And he would scratch his head and certainly say he couldn't think of a more colorful provocateur than North Korea's Kim Jong-un. Each seems determined to play his assigned part and is right on script. So finally, we conclude again with the most consequential question. The question that will have the gravest consequences for the rest of our lives. Are Americans in
Elmira jumping in on the chat saying, beware of outbreaks that force you to comply with unregulated medical procedures. Agree or disagree, chat? Thank you for your chat, buddy.
Chinese going to let the forces of history drive us to a war that would be catastrophic for both? Or can we summon the imagination and courage to find a way to survive together? To share the leadership in the 21st century, or as Xi Jinping, to create a new form of great power relations. That's the issue I've been pursuing passionately for the last 2 years. I've had the opportunity to talk and indeed to listen to leaders of all the relevant governments, Beijing, Washington, Seoul, Tokyo, to thought leaders across the spectrum of both the arts and business. I wish I had more to report. The good news is that leaders are increasingly aware.
Sorry to hear that, user TT. May his soul rest in peace, buddy. And the Lord knows, my goodness, and way too many people fell victim to that type of stuff. Gator Chris, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the chat. We got Jay Slomini saying these people are garbage. Who are you talking about?
Aware of this Thucydidean dynamic and the dangers that it poses.
Is this man saying something inaccurate? Jay, thank you for your chat, buddy.
The bad news is that nobody has a feasible plan for escaping history as usual. So it's clear to me that we need
the presidential touch jumping in on the chat saying idiots took the S-hot for a donut. Oh my, can it be any worse, bro? The diabetes. Oh my gosh, dude. When are these people gonna wake up and start taking care of themselves? Thank you for your chat, buddy. We're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat.
Need some ideas outside the box of conventional statecraft, indeed from another page or another space, which is what brings me to TED today, and which brings me to a request. This audience includes many of the most creative minds on the planet who get up in the morning and think not only about how to manage.
That should be illegal. Jay, glyphosate sprayed over our food. My goodness, bro.
The world we have, but how to create worlds that should be. So I'm hopeful that as this sinks in and as you reflect on it, some of you are going to have some bold ideas, actually some wild ideas, that when we find will make a difference in this space. And just to remind you, if you do, this won't be the first time. Let me remind you what happened right after World War II. A remarkable group of Americans and Europeans and others, not just from government, but from the world of culture and business, engaged in a collective surge of imagination. And what they imagined and what they created was a new international order.
Oh, we got Veronica's friend coming in? All right.
Did anyone drop a super chat or become member yet?
Yeah, Jason Beatrice did. But no members yet.
This channel, drop a super chat and become a member.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. There you go.
The order that's allowed you and me to live our lives, all of our lives, without great power war. And with more prosperity than was ever seen before on the planet. So a remarkable story. Interestingly, every pillar of this project that produced these results, when first proposed, was rejected by the foreign policy establishment as naive or unrealistic.
Yeah, she's got a friend, bro. She's got a friend. Oi Oi is available if you're watching this.
So my favorite is the Marshall Plan. After World War II, Americans felt exhausted. They had demobilized 10 million troops. They were focused on an urgent domestic agenda. But as people began to appreciate how devastated Europe was and how aggressive Soviet communism was, Americans eventually decided to tax themselves.
You want to talk about Europe? Check this out. This is allegedly.
Thank you for your support.
Oh, Veronica,
I love
amazing.
you.
Everybody
Wishing
loves
you and your family the
You're
best.
still there. What in the world? You got to be two of them. All right, never mind. Oh, I see what happened there. All right. So this is allegedly some Belgians. Allegedly, sure, some Belgians. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, sure. Look at what these horrible people do. Allegedly Belgians, bro. Look at these two guys on one. What's he doing to his neck? He removes a zip tie from his hand. Horrible bastards, dude. You got two angles of this. And he's taking a picture, bro. Watch, this guy down here, he looks over and he shushes somebody. Like it's a joke. Yeah, Belgians, right? Yeah, sure, Belgians. Not illegal immigrants, right? Bastards. You bastards. To an old dude, bro. To an old, pick on somebody your own size, you know? You know, try that where his grandsons are or his son is, bro. No mercy for these horrible people, bro. No, absolutely zero mercy. The Lord sees and may justice be brought upon them. He's moving a little bit. Thank the Lord. He's moving a little bit. I thought they just extinguished him, bro. They didn't. Unreal, dude. How do these people even do this type of stuff? You know? You guys want to open up the borders? Allow some of these people into your town? Yeah. Great, absolutely.
Thank you for your support.
Oh my gosh,
I love
Veronica,
you.
what
Wishing
are you doing?
you and your family the best.
Oh my goodness, unorganized.
1.5% of GDP every year for 4 years, and send that money to Europe to help reconstruct these countries, including Germany and Italy, whose troops had just been killing Americans. Amazing. This also created the United Nations. Amazing. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the World Bank, NATO. All of these elements.
Yeah, diversity is our strength for the people who want to ruin the United States. Not one person out of, at that time, we had like 230 viewers wanted to move to China. Not one. One joked about it. Not one wants to move to China. What's wrong? You don't like communism? Or Cuba? You don't want to move to Cuba?
Of an order.
But you want to ruin the United States of America? Come on.
For peace and prosperity. So, in a word, what we need to do is do it again. And I think now we need a surge of imagination, creativity, informed by history. For, as the philosopher Santayana reminded us, in the end, only those who refuse to study history are condemned to repeat it. So, thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. Thank you, actually. Thank you. There we go. Veronica's not jumping around now.
On! Let's go! He is past.
Oh, that's for Mark Wayne Mullen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want it.
They don't want it?
They don't want it. So
a free award? So, fellas, this is the thing. We're going to Mark Wayne Mullen's office.
You guys know about Mark Wayne Mullen? He's rejecting an award over here. What in the world? Is he being ethical?
He came into Congress worth $3 million in 2014. He is now worth $70 million. So all we have to
$3 million to $70 million. He's making some money. Smart guy, right? Smart guy. Teach me your ways, buddy.
do is we're going to see if he's in. And once I present the award, we will clap. Hello, hello. We are a committee from Wisconsin. We're hoping to present the senator with an award. I don't know if he's in. I know they're all busy as can be.
Yeah, he's not in.
Oh, we're the Wisconsin Political Excellence Committee. Well, we have a plaque for him.
Would you get it to him, or because we can't come back?
So, yes. So it's nice, shiny plaque, and he gets the intervention.
Yeah, come through.
He gets the intervention investor of the year. I mean, right before he went to Venezuela, he brought some Chevron stocks. Right before October 7th, he brought some Raytheon stocks.
What? So is this planned? Did he know about it? Come on, we're going live every day of 2026. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat. We're trying to find the truth over here, trying to make your life better and giving you what is up to date.
Stocks, and he sits in the armchair committee. So it's like that timing is so great. We want to learn, like, how do you manage to do that on top of your busy job of being a senator? So let's give it up for Mark Wayne Mullen.
Yeah, bro, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
There's actually no trading on information allowed.
See that sign?
No trading on insider information allowed.
We appreciate that. We'll follow the rules if he follows the rules too. Hey there.
Sounds about accurate. We'll follow the rules if he follows the rules, right?
Hey guys.
You guys handed these out?
Oh yeah, we're actually. If you see Rick, let us know because we're trying to give it to him in person. Oh, that's for Mark Wayne Mullen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want it.
They don't want it.
They don't want it. So
a free award that we can.
Here's what we got. All the doors pretty much have it posted that you cannot record in the office.
We get that, but we also get that trading is a rule too. So we felt like
that has nothing to do with me.
Correct, and I'm not upset.
Yeah, we're just telling you regulations of the
Yeah.
Okay.
we want you to.
We appreciate that.
We appreciate that.
So-
We know you.
We're here because we want people to follow the rules, so
Okay.
we get it.
So, like I said, there are majority of the doors have a no recording policy. If they ask you not to record, don't record it.
Old and in the way says only Pelosi can do it better. There you go,
If
buddy.
they ask you to leave, just please leave.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all I got.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Are we able to have are we able to get our plaque back?
I mean, if you guys want this back, you're
Unless I
welcome.
don't know if you want a keepsake or anything like for your house.
Any other questions? Yeah?
Who are the other good stock traders in here that we should be talking to?
Do you own any stocks?
Pelosi's dropping her tips soon. If you guys want to subscribe to that, you guys will be up like 50%.
There you go. Dropping tips soon.
Message to the many Americans who were offended by the video. What do you want to tell those Americans?
Message. I didn't know about it, so I mean, it went up. I really have no message. All I know is
That's the only thing he didn't know about. Trump knows about everything else, though.
here's my message: that our country has never been in a position like this. We were a laughing stock all over the world, and now we're a country that's respected more than we've ever been respected before. If you go back a year and a half ago, our country was a laughing stock, and now we're respected all over the world, like probably almost never before. I would say maybe like never before. And you know, it's if you look at it from an economic standpoint, the King of Saudi Arabia said it, others said it. We were not a country that was even thought of as a country that was going to make it back. And in 1 year, we're the hottest country. We are right now the hottest country anywhere in the world. So that's my message.
The hottest. That's right. That's right. So allegedly, the Iron Dome in Israel is not working too well. What's going on over here? What in the world? Look at that. Unreal. Man. Jason Beatrice jumping on the chat saying Trump going to China is no dog and pony show. There you go. There you go. What do you think is the real reason? Is he kind of forced to go there, or is there something that we don't know about? This is so wild how good the technology is, but also unfortunate that, you know, a lot of innocent souls have to be a victim of this situation. Unreal. Just absolutely unreal. Look at this. Goodness gracious. Like fireworks. Getting all of them. Allegedly. Man. We got Gator Chris jumping on the chat saying the stars will fall out of the heavens. Scripture. Yep. Almost looks like that right there, man. Great timing, bro. Look at this. It's not 4th of July in Tel Aviv. It's definitely shiny things within the night sky. Man. Oh, so what's happening in France? Is this a French guy or is this an immigrant? What do you think? Next one, what do you guys think? French guy or immigrant? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Damn, dude. Damn. Dude's wielding a samurai weapons, bro. Hitting cops. He's French, right? You can tell he's French.
C'est la rue.
Not French. Just another reason to support the local police, fire department, heroes. You know, show some respect. You see them out in public, buy them a cup of coffee, say thank you. Ask them if they need any help. Help them change a tire. Whatever it is. Not an easy job. Look at this hero right here, running into a house. A burning house to save a woman and 2 children. No gloves, nothing, man. Man bun and all. Here we go. Heroes don't care about color. Saving everyone. That's right. That is absolutely right. Tulsi Gabbard. All right, this is a big one, right?
Tulsi Gabbard's office. Agents hauled out dozens of boxes, files on the JFK assassination and MK Ultra, the CIA mind control operation, which she was in the process of declassifying. Today's whistleblower said it during his deposition, and Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna confirmed it moments ago.
The reason why this is troubling is A, there was an executive order that the president had directed the full declassification of.
Good looking. I like this. Got some good lookers over here. Absolutely great outfit. Got that black and white, the white background, nice natural hair color. Looks like a woman, 100%. Sounds like a woman. Beautiful woman. Great. Teach us something.
JFK, but then also to the MK Ultra files. The CIA famously has said that, all documents were released and other documents had been destroyed.
Oh my gosh, 2 women on the screen. They look like natural women. So wild, bro. Like natural-ish looking hair colors and everything. Oh, what a beautiful time we live in. My goodness. More power to the women out there. And shout out to the 21% women that are subscribers to this channel. I love you. The Lord loves you. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat. And if you see a woman who looks like a woman, salute her. They're rare these days. Yo, Bill Willis, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah. It's so awesome that there's still real women out there. Support to the real women out there.
Destroyed. So these are allegedly those documents that apparently never existed.
And this just
okay. So there's documents that never existed, allegedly, right? But the CIA just raided Tulsi Gabbard. What's going on? And why? What for? Goodness gracious. Oi says, look up before I go. Powell drops bombshell on new Fed chair by Epic Real Estate. All right, let's do it, brother. Let's do it.
And look, the financial press is calling it a routine personnel change at the Federal Reserve. Jerome Powell's term ends. Kevin Warsh, Trump's pick, takes over.
As far as a woman go, trust but verify.
Move along. Nothing to see here. But I think we've been lied to about what just quietly happened between these two men. Because what Powell did on April 29th was the first time a Fed chair has done it in 78 years. And what Warsh said the week before should have made every saver in this country sit up straight. 3 things hit on the same day. The Federal Reserve held rates at 3.75%. 4 committee members voted against the chair, the most dissents at a single meeting since October of 1992, a time when achy breaky heart was terrorizing the radio and we still collectively thought slap bracelets were a viable fashion choice. And in his press conference, Jerome Powell had one last thing to say before he leaves on.
Get it, Chris jumping on the chat saying crazy CIA flex here. I think he's talking about that previous video. Probably, bro. That was a pretty big flex. Tulsi Gabbard has no choice but to be like, all right, take the documents. Have a great day.
On May 15th, he announced.
Jason Beatrice says, we have to talk to China. We want them to buy our oil. We just choked their oil supply. Now, let's show them some respect. America is a better friend than Iran. Smart. Very smart. Thank you, Jason.
He isn't leaving. He's keeping his vote through January of 2028. So let's read the box score on that one. The man who's supposed to walk out the door in just a few days isn't walking out the door. And by staying, Powell is delivering a message to the man taking his job. And that message changes everything about what we were expecting to happen to our money over the next decade, let alone the next 12 months. Powell didn't ask for permission to stay. He doesn't need it. His chair term ends May 15th, but his governor term runs through January of 28. And by law, the president cannot fire a sitting Fed governor over policy disagreements. Powell holds the keys. Trump can't take them. He can only wait Powell out or pressure him out, both of which
How you doing, Ali Reza?
Are happening right now in public.
Jay Slomine, I don't know how many are extinguished from China. I don't know if there are any, are there?
So here are the questions we need to answer to figure out what's really going on. First, why is a man who could walk into a corporate board seat and a quiet retirement choosing to stay and dissent? Who is Kevin Warsh actually?
Russell Dixon jumping in on the chat saying, let's not forget Lawrence, Massachusetts has a mayor that does not speak English. What do you need to speak English for if you're the mayor of Lawrence, Massachusetts? It's not in America, right? Oh, wait, it is? Massachusetts, like America, Massachusetts.
And what did he say in his confirmation hearing that made Powell decide 21 more months of votes was worth the fight? Has this ever happened before in American history? And when it did, what happened to the dollar? And the question that might matter the most, why is JP Morgan quietly telling its billionaire clients to move 60% of their portfolios out of the dollar in the same week? Now, these are the questions. There's no leaked memo with the answers. There's no transcript of a private conversation, but the actions are speaking so loudly. Does it matter what anyone says? I mean, I can show you what I'm seeing, and then you can decide for yourself. Because what's happening isn't so much about a Fed per...
Bill Williston, how you doing, buddy? Is FEMA, the U.S. secret government, look at their budget appropriations? What? W's in the chat for Bill. Let's see that.
Personnel change, as it is about whether the firewall that protects your dollar from politicians still works, and what to do with your money while we find out. And whether Powell's stand holds or fails decides whether the dollar's sitting in your savings account today buy the same groceries next year, or half as many, if you're lucky. So let's start with the first question. What did Powell actually see?
Look at what they did in some parts in Europe. Groceries are twice as expensive as they were a year ago. Starting 3 years ago, if that makes sense. Goodness gracious, in some places in Europe.
Well, on May 15th, the man who's been running the most powerful institution in your financial life, Jerome...
Jay Slomeen says California is partly controlled by China. Did you see that? Who was it? The mayor candidate who was actually a Chinese spy? We just covered it yesterday. My goodness.
Jerome Powell packs up his office and moves down the hall. And the man...
Speaking of, we're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat if you want.
And Kevin Warsh, walking in, taking his seat, just told the United States Senate on tape that he wants to do something to the dollar that hasn't been attempted in 78 years. So here's what Powell saw. A president who'd spent 2 years trying to fire him. A DOJ probe that tried to use a building renovation as a removal pretext. A Treasury Secretary openly demanding loyalty. And now a successor walking in promising regime change at the institution that anchors your dollar. 4 moves, 2 years, all in one direction. Powell saw a Federal Reserve being slowly captured, and he...
We got Oi saying FEMA has become continuity of government since 1983. They have prepared the government for the 5th cataclysm. Forget to tell anyone.
Understood that walking out the door meant handing over the last line of defense. So he made a choice. On April 29th at his press conference, Powell looked at the cameras and said, and I'm quoting directly, "I had long planned to be retiring. The things that have happened really in the last 3 months have, I think, left me no choice but to stay." For 75 years, every Fed chair has done the same thing on their last day. Cleaned out the office, handed over the gavel, and left the building. Powell isn't doing any of that. He's keeping a voting seat on the Board of Governors through January of 28. 21 more months of votes. 21 more months of public dissents if he wants them. And look, this isn't a small move. The last Fed chair who refused to leave the board after his term ended was Mariner Eccles, 1948, 78 years ago. Truman pushed Eccles out as chair, and Eccles said, "Fine, I'll stop being chair, but I'm not leaving." He kept his seat, he kept his vote, and he kept the spare key to the dollar. That's exactly what Powell just did. But why would he do that? What is Powell afraid the new chair will do? Who is Warsh, really? Kevin Warsh has been packaged on the news recently as a serious institutionalist. Stanford, Harvard Law, former Fed governor, financial crisis veteran, the official story. But there's a different story buried in his actual statements on the record. April 21st, Senate Banking Committee, Warsh's confirmation hearing. He's asked about inflation. He answers, and I'm quoting again, "I think that means a regime change in the conduct of policy. I think that means a different new inflation framework." Regime change. not policy adjustment. Regime change, that is not a phrase you want to hear applied to the institution anchoring your money. You want to hear regime change applied to the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, or perhaps a problematic local HOA, not the US dollar. This is the man who's about to take over the institution that decides what your dollar is worth. And he's not coming from a university. He's a partner at Stanley Druckenmiller's hedge fund, one of the most powerful macro investors alive. The man about to lead the Federal Reserve has spent the last 15 years thinking about how to profit from Fed decisions, not how to make them. And here's the part nobody mentioned. In 2018, long before any of this, Warsh was asked by Politico whether Trump understood the historical importance of Fed independence. In his exact words, this might be a good time for a no comment. Now you can read that two ways. Either Warsh knew Trump didn't respect Fed independence and took the job anyway, or Trump knew Warsh had said it on the record and
Trump
picked
is
him
a
anyway.
libtard.
Both reads are uncomfortable. Both reads end with the same Fed chair walking into the building on May 16th. It's tough to tell.
Please explain yourself. Would love to know the real reason you think Trump is a libtard. Thank you so much for the laugh, Greg3. We're going live every day of 2026. So make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat if you want.
Know what this means explicitly unless you have precedent. Has this happened before? Because that would be our biggest clue. Well, fortunately, there is a playbook that decides.
Jay Slow Mean, when you say Europeans own more than half of the Federal Reserve, what do you mean by Europeans?
Decides whether your dollar makes it through. And the man who wrote it did exactly what Powell just did. It was back in 1951. Picture this. Mariner Eccles, 3 years removed from being chair, sitting on the board as regular governor, gets called to the White House. Truman's there. The entire Federal Open Market Committee is there. The president wants the Fed to keep interest rates pegged low to finance the Korean War. Inflation is running at 21%. Eccles knows the Fed can't manage both. So the meeting ends, and Truman walks to the press and says the Federal Open Market Committee, or FOMC, this is the Federal Reserve's monetary policy-making body, they pledged its support. And it was a total fabrication. The committee made no such pledge. So Eccles does something nobody expected. He releases the committee's own version of the meeting without consulting the rest of the committee. So basically he blows up the lie, and the standoff that follows produces the March 14, 1951 Treasury-Fed Accord, the agreement that built the firewall between political pressure and monetary policy. 75 years of dollar stability came from that one act of insurgency. The chair who got installed after the accord, William McChesney Martin, kept the firewall standing for 19 years, and Truman never forgave him. Years later, the two of them happened to cross paths on Fifth Avenue in New York. Truman looked at Martin and said one word: traitor. That's how the political class talks about the people who actually saved the dollar. Eccles used his spare key. The system worked, and the man who did the right thing got called a traitor on a Manhattan sidewalk. So, will history
The presidential touch says, I feel good with the knowledge that somewhere, sometime, someone out there has tried smoking Viagra. Who are you referring to? That's hilarious. I've never heard that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat, become a member. It helps this channel.
Repeat itself. Is Powell doing the right thing? What if Powell didn't stay? Because 20 years later, the opposite took place. It's a Wednesday afternoon in October. Richard Nixon is in the Oval Office now. And he's had it with Martin, the man who's been keeping the inflation lid on for 19 years, the man Truman called a traitor. So Martin's term is ending, and Nixon picks Arthur Burns to replace him. He picks Burns specifically because he thinks Burns will be loyal. He thinks Burns will give him cheap money before the 1972 election. Burns gets sworn in, he doesn't keep a spare key, and he hands Nixon the master. Now, watch what happens. CPI inflation in 1969 is running about 5%. Bad, but manageable.
All right, so we got DRF 90%. What is DRF? Disaster Relief Fund, a giant piggy bank full of money just for fixing big messes like floods, right? The DRF is 90% up. No year money for response, recovery, grants, debris removal, housing. Congress appropriates annually 26 to 30 billion lately. Carries over. Spikes. Katrina. Remember Hurricane Katrina. 160 billion cumulative. Then we have fiscal year 24 alone is 40 billion plus. Post hurricanes, and we have CBO tracks every dollar. What is CBO? CBO is Congressional Budget Office. It's the smart number crunchers in Congress who check if spending plans make sense. All right, so we got the base 1.7 billion, salaries 1 billion or more. Prep training. Okay, we have EMPG, 400 million in grants. What is EMPG? Emergency Management Performance Grant. Free money to cities for training and getting ready for bad stuff. Okay, so that's 400 million. We have mitigation, 1 billion. Fiscal year 2026, House bill cuts some training, 91 million. NDPC. What is NDPC? That is National Domestic Preparedness Consortium, a team that teaches cops and firefighters how to be honest. How to be heroes. They're already honest, right? They're heroes. Teaches them how to be heroes. Okay. Adds World Cup, 3 million. So the president's budget goes to the House, Senate subcommittees to the bills. Exempli Gratia, Homeland Security, 70 billion. Total DHS, audited public. Yeah, FEMA, big money, big money.
By 1974, it's 11%. By 1980, 11 years after Burns walked in, it's 13.5%. The savings accounts that anchored every retiree's plan in 1969 are paying out half the purchasing power they started with by 1980. The savers who followed conventional wisdom, pay off the house, keep cash in the bank, trust the system, they got destroyed. Their solvency evaporated. The people who got rich in that decade did one thing. They borrowed money at fixed rates, and they bought hard assets, real estate, gold, anything tangible. While the cash savers watched their solvency evaporate, the real estate operators watched their mortgages shrink in real terms while their rents and home values inflated. Inflation arbitrage, the textbook play, it built fortunes that decade. And here's the part that should cause you to pause and evaluate your next move. Same setup is low.
FEMA builds underground cities and tunnels known as DUMB, Deep Underground Military Bases. FEMA spends nothing on disaster relief. There you go. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Oi, oi. I'm not surprised, buddy. I'm not surprised.
Voting right now. Trump Warsh isn't a metaphor for Nixon Burns. No, it's the same architecture. A president who wants...
Just heard there's a underground tunnel system in a very affluent neighborhood in Los Angeles.
Cheap money. A new chair who's been promising regime change out loud. And an ongoing chair who's seen the movie before and won't leave the theater because he knows how it ends. Now, I can't prove what comes next, but JP Morgan can, and they're publishing it for the people who can afford to read their report. 333 families, average net worth $1.6 billion.
That's it.
Here's what they're actually doing with their money right now. The JP Morgan Private Bank Global Family Office report came out in February, and 64% of those families named interest rates as the biggest risk to their portfolio. 61% named inflation. These are the people the system actually tells the truth to. So what are they doing? Well, they're not staying the course. They're not in the 0.38% savings account that the FDIC says is the national average. They're running 60% of their portfolios in alternatives, twice the average exposure to real estate.
What are the alternatives?
And hedge funds. And Cambridge Associates, the institutional consulting firm the ultra-wealthy use, tells its clients flat out, investors should remain underweight the US dollar. In other words, they're telling the rich to get out of dollars. And they're telling them quietly. You see, your fee-based advisor reads the same Cambridge report. He just doesn't tell you. And there's 3 reasons why. First, liability. If he tells you to act on Fed policy speculation and he's wrong, he gets sued. 2, the business model. Defensive moves mean liquidating positions, which means smaller paychecks. And 3, the blind spot. Most advisors were trained in the 1990s and the 2010s era of Fed credibility. They've never operated in a politicized Fed environment. They literally don't know what to tell you. And look, I'm just a guy who buys houses for a living. I never thought I'd be on YouTube reading from the JP Morgan Family Office report. I didn't even know the thing existed 24 months ago. But the data is the data. While you're being told to stay calm, the people who can afford to be calm are quietly moving 60% of their money out of the dollar and into hard assets. That's not paranoia. That's the playbook. Which means the question isn't whether to act. The question is which one of the 3 specific moves you make this week, before Powell hands over the building on May 15th, before Warsh's first meeting on June 16th, before the window closes. Well, there's 3 moves. Pick one. Move number 1, tighten the basics. This is the version for the retiree who doesn't want to make any major moves but wants to stop bleeding from the obvious leaks. Pull your most recent bank statement out of the kitchen drawer right now. Look at the savings interest rate printed on the page. If it says anything under 1%, you're in that 0.38% crowd. So open a new tab. Search Top High Yield Savings May 2026. Pick one paying 4% or better. Move the money. Same FDIC protection, 10 times the return. I mean, on $50,000 of idle cash, that single 15-minute move recovers about $2,000 a year. Liquidity restored, done. I posted the 3 accounts that I use at stackmybanks.com.
There you go. Pretty cool info right there. Nice, man. Thank you for the share, buddy. Thank you for the share. By the way, we're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. We got Ethan Ewing went straight back to work after winning his UFC debut against Malcolm Wellmaker on 48 hours of notice.
Fuck yeah, Ethan!
There you go, buddy.
Yeah!
All eyes on me. Back to the safety stuff.
They're not making that much money. Not making that much money at all, unfortunately. You know, we actually have Sean Strickland talking about that, and what a funny guy Sean is, you know, just absolutely hilarious. I'll bring that up in a sec.
After the prayer ended, we look up.
This is what I hope doesn't happen to the United States.
Oh no, it's wet. It's wet.
Does it work though? He drops it right back in the water. Right back in the water. And we got an update from Shimaev.
Ez kanto ditën om që të kokër som shtitën që të jahështi kundella projekt hundella. Të idollet så jeshen që të të sagitini jeshe që të letta hundet. Leċolatet kiċoletti zojden welet luċu wedaletta. Webahandina Allah jeden që hundet. Takot kante sheboj la maja kuartu ata në rentir walbah. There
you go, bro. Good man. If a man asks for forgiveness, he can forgive him. So cheers to Shimaev for accepting. That's really cool.
This is what I cook for my picky 20-year-old.
No. Strickland is he's good, but he's no. Strickland is one of the best fighters on planet Earth.
But
Make no mistake about it. So is Hamzat. But Strickland is also a legitimate world champion. He's a guy who's accustomed to 5-rounders. He's got phenomenal cardio. He's one of the hardest guys to hit in the sport.
Yeah, but can he
100% he has a shot. Underrated grappling.
Some of the Gator Chris says Ilya Topuria, Justin Gaethje on the White House card. I got Justin. It's his last chance to become champion. I got Ilya. On that one. I hope Justin Gaethje does not poke Ilya's eyes, and I hope it's a fair fight. And it would be ideal if an American can win, but I just have so much more respect for Ilia Topuria than Justin. Whenever you go overboard and you start fouling and you start poking people's eyes, like how many opponents he's poked, what was it, 6? Like brutal eye pokes, and then he hits him and knocks him out. It's just not fair. But if he gets his eye pokes back, and you know, it's fair on that side, yeah, for sure. But nothing to take away from Justin Gaethje outside of he's an eye poker, and I hope that Ilia Topuria wins.
Listen to me as an expert. He's allegedly. So he's one of the best.
Yeah, allegedly. What do you guys think? Do you guys want Topuria or Gaethje?
Takedown. He's got some of the best takedown defense in the game. Underrated grappling. Strickland has a legit chance. Hamza 100% can win. He dominated Dricus du Plessis like he didn't even belong in there with him. And Dricus was the world champion. And Dricus had beaten Sean Strickland. But the last time he beat Strickland in the second fight, Strickland, they made him fight. He had a shoulder injury. Like, Strickland's a wild boy, and he crashed his dirt bike and fucked his shoulder up. And
white trash.
Strickland's an animal. And
Their own son.
they allowed him, they forced him, I should say, to fight.
Plus 340, damn.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, he
can
can win. Not only did he beat Adesanya, but the guy does not get tired. Strickland has some of the best fucking cardio in the sport. He's one of the hardest guys to hit. He's very clever with his boxing. He's got one of the best jabs in the sport. Strickland can win this fight.
All right.
It's not saying he's going to win. Hamzat is the best grappler at 185, period.
If he gets him on the ground,
and Hamzat can fucking strike, too. It's not just a grappler. He's an animal.
Well, that's what I mean with the shit.
It's so wild how accurate Joe is, you know, with his thoughts on the fight before it even happened. Like, he was probably one of the only guys. Like, I wanted Sean Strickland to win, but I was figuring like there's a very slim chance he's gonna win.
Maybe he's trying to talk him into standing,
right? Or talk him into a war, or talk him into hitting the gas full clip, trying to take Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling did a video about this, and Aljamain said, "Here's the thing: if Hamzat tries to just run him over, tries to just take him down, run him over, submit him, and can't do it, then that's a problem, because then he gasses himself out in the first round. This is a 5-round fight. Strickland is notoriously..."
That's what happened with Hamzat. He did gas himself out. I don't know if he gassed himself out, but he used a lot of energy in the first round.
Durable, notoriously in incredible shape, and he's calm. He knows how to fight in wars. Like, he's like accustomed to that. You know, he had a very abusive childhood. He doesn't like bullies. Like, Strickland's is a tough nut, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He definitely is, man. He definitely is. Absolutely. So what's been going on with Iran? What's the Pentagon been hiding from us? We'll see.
The Pentagon told commercial satellite companies to hide the damage that Iran's done to American military bases, and we just got our first real look at what they were hiding. A new Washington Post investigation analyzed over 100 high-resolution satellite images released by
Size this for you.
Iranian state media, and they verified them using a European satellite system that the US can't censor. What they found was at least 228 buildings, vehicles, aircraft, and pieces of equipment that were destroyed or damaged at 15 US military bases across the Middle East. So we're talking about living quarters for troops, fuel storage, hangars, Patriot air defense systems, radar arrays, and a satellite communications hub at the largest US base in the Middle East. They even destroyed an E-3 surveillance plane that the Air Force kept parking in the same exposed spot on the runway until Iran finally hit it. And 7 US service members have been killed at these bases since the war started, and over 400 have been wounded. The HQ of the entire Fifth Fleet has been so badly damaged that the headquarters relocated to Florida and may never
Why aren't we hearing about all these things? Question, why are we not hearing about these things? Yeah, exactly. Liz Paul says, breathe, buddy. Breathe. Jason Pietro says, I'm shook over Strickland. Happy, but shook. Yeah, man. Oh, in shock, yeah. Lone Wolf and Cub, how you doing? From Iranian state media. Can we see the video of them destroying the Statue of Liberty again? Jay Slow Mean says the Iranians are losing. All right. I could be having inaccurate news over here. Mr. D. Franco giving me some inaccurate news.
Return. You had experts telling the Post that the Iranian strikes were precise, saying no random craters indicating misses, and that's because Russia's been giving Iran intelligence on U.S. targets. And as far as the Pentagon's response to all this, they pushed back, calling the assessment misleading, but they declined to give specifics.
declining to give specific. You don't know. You just don't know, man. Let's see if this one works.
The rise of artificial intelligence.
We got Spencer Pratt trolling the lefty LA leaders. This dude is hilarious, man. Just hilarious, man. Yeah, where they at? Where they at? That's right, stylist. Jesus Christ is Lord. Thank you for your chat, buddy. Yeah, we're going live every day of 2026. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat if you want. Yeah, there you go. Spencer just taking out the trash, fixing the Los Angeles roads. Spencer saca la basura. There you go, kissing a beautiful woman. There you go. Libs probably love that. Probably love that. And for all you complaining about how hard it is to live and those types of things, imagine having to survive like this guy, camping in Alaska, the deepest snow. Oi oi, saying over 3,500 of our boys were hurt or extinguished in the initial attack. Goodness gracious.
Well, this is looking like a pretty good spot. Not sure how deep the snow is, but my probe's only 8.5 feet long, and the snow's deeper than my probe. Plus, look at the scenery here. I mean, that's gorgeous. All right, time to use the snow saw.
There you go. Just imagine that. You gotta just cut into the snow to try to make a house for yourself, man. This is wild.
Oh, this turned into such a beautiful day.
Yeah, he is a survivor. Life's not that hard, you know. This guy's making it work. You know, if these immigrants came to America and started building like this guy, that'd be pretty great.
Well, I've run into the top of another tree. Oh, dealing with these trees is the worst.
The presidential touch jumping in on the chat, saying at least Iran got the coordinates somehow. Wink, wink to HAARP and blew it up so we can have some decent weather for a change. Iranian wetlands are back since they're getting rain for after 20 years. There you go. Have they been trying to dry them out for 20 years?
This snow is really strong. Usually when I'm digging out a tunnel like this.
Yeah, Russell Dixon. No EBT card needed for that environment, bro. That's right, dude.
You'll hear the snow settle a little bit.
Yeah. Les Paul says he takes his kids with him occasionally, talking about this guy. He's a legend, man. Legend. Huge YouTuber, too. And he's, like, kid-friendly, so you can, like, you're okay, you're safe if you're, like, children watch this, allegedly. I haven't really watched too much, but I've seen a little bit.
Hey, check it out. Looks like I got my tips frosted. Huh. No, my gloves froze up. I always got to bring an extra pair of liners.
Dude, sleeping in an ice tunnel, bro. Come on.
I'll tell you what, I've worked up a bit of an appetite and I'm excited for dinner. I've got shish kebabs and couscous.
There you go. There you go.
Did anyone drop a super chat or become member yet?
No. We had one super chat. I don't know. Do we have any more
Please
members?
Support this channel, drop a super chat, and become a member.
There you go. Drop a super chat, become a member. Yeah. Oh, there's a cat. Oh, you're a little late, kitty.
All right, we got chunks of seasoned chicken wrapped in bacon. Lay this on our little grill here. Bacon wrapped chicken shish kebabs and couscous. Little chunks of chicken.
Panzer, are you from the United States? Which country are you from, buddy?
Chicken wrapped in bacon. Oh, that is hard to beat.
Who is the arch being?
There you go. There you go, buddy. So if you think your life is hard, man, just be happy that you're not having to dig a house in a bunch of snow. All right, what's going on over here? There's an ark being built. You guys hear about this ark? Gator Chris says, I'm in my 40s. I've never seen snow in close proximity. Florida, man. It's really cold, man. It's cold and it's white. Yeah, man. It's good if you like to snowboard and ski, but it's a tough life, man.
Built for. I think most of us understand there's a struggle out there because of this administration's economic and energy policies. And while you are slashing just about every other part of the Department of Interior's budget, including for national parks, you have spent a lot of the department's time, resources, and taxpayer dollars to serve Donald Trump's vanity. You put his face on national park passes. You're helping him build a $1 billion ballroom. You're letting him paint the reflecting pool blue on a no-bid contract. You're building a 250-foot arch to Trump that will overshadow our veterans' final resting place. So can you just confirm, with this arch specifically, who is this arch for? Who's it being built for?
I think you're probably aware that there's been no final agency action around building something on a site.
That was not my question about technicality on final agency action. Who's it being built for?
It's not a technicality. You're acting.
This is my question, Mr. Secretary. I'm sorry, that's the way it works. Who is the arch being built for?
The frame of your question is that there has been.
I'd like to know as well. Who knows? What are they building this arch for?
A approved proposal and something is actually being built.
Now, let's forget about.
Jeb Common jumping on the chat saying, have a great day. Be thankful you're not a Democrat. If you're a Democrat, be thankful you can always see a psychiatrist. Oh, man. Thank you for making us laugh, Jeb. You're awesome, bro. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat. Keep this show alive.
Final agency action and other legalese. There is a proposal.
Lone Wolf and Cub says, Obama said we need a ballroom. Need with an N.
To build this arch. Who is it for?
There's a discussion about it. I wouldn't say there's not a proposal.
Who's it for?
Well, for the American people.
You may not be aware of this, but actually I'm sure you are aware. Donald Trump was asked this question specifically on the record, and he said this arch is for him. He said his answer was me. We can enter that into the record by unanimous consent if you'd like, but I'm pretty sure you're aware of that.
We're at the UFC.
Maybe Obama needs it for Trump. You never know. You never know. Maybe they're not telling the truth. You never know. Oh, this is pretty cool, man. Steve will do it. Gifts Dana White a Maybach. This is really cool. So good things happen whenever you're good to people. This is absolutely amazing.
UFC headquarters. We're at party. Wires sold me a 2020 Maybach, man. Back to Dana White. Dana White.
So he's giving this Maybach to Dana White, and it's pretty
What's
cool.
up?
Check out my van. You know my
Oh
van.
my fucking god! I didn't even notice that. They even come up with this rap for it.
Maybach fan?
Oh my god! Look at this.
But you see, it's kind of like a promotional thing because there's a rap on it.
It's fucking badass.
Yeah, Dana, I was just fucking around. This is your van.
What?
Yeah, I want to give it to you.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's your van.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
No, it's yours.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
No, because this van, presidential style, so it's perfect for you. Because I picture you here with a bitch. It's your car.
You're unfucking believable, kid. You are the best. You're the man, kid. I love you.
Like, congrats.
I'm gonna drive this motherfucker to the weigh-ins today.
Yeah, you should.
Perfect. Hey, Craig, Steve fucking bought this for me. It's a my bot.
He's so stoked, man. Dana White is so stoked. That's
Look
so
at this
awesome.
fucking thing. The TV goes up in here. It's got Apple TV. They got the fucking UFC weigh-ins from yesterday.
This thing's unbelievable.
Fucking love you. You're the fucking best, man. I appreciate it.
Very cool. And we got some more people just harassing each other over there on over the water. We got 2 Israeli men caught tearing down posters of children who are extinguished in Gaza.
מה אתה עושה, גבר? מה אתה עושה? מה אתם עושים? מה אתם עושים? אתה מה?
There's an Obama library about to happen? What a good idea. What would they do there?
אתה עם נשק, חייל פעיל? שקר מוחלט. שקר.
To Bieber says, I'm a Democrat, not perfect, but better than traitors. There you go, buddy. There you go. At least you're not a traitor.
מוחלט פה. אוקיי. אני לא הרגתי אף ילד. אתם הרגתם אותנו. אתם הרגתם אותנו. הרגתם אותנו בשביל להסיר את כל הילדים. אנחנו הרגנו? הילדים הקטנים, שלנו אתם הרגתם. ביבס, את ילדי ביבס הרגתם. רשעים, אתם הרשעים, אתם אוהבים אותם, אתם תומכים בשביל. כל מי שהורג ילדים קטנים הוא בן זונה. נכון, אתם הרגתם ילדים. תפתחו את המשפחה שלך, אתה רואה את הדין. אבל שאני... ישראל עתירה, תיקון מגיע לו אתה, ועלי נשקו, מי לא יראה, מי לא יראה. עתירה ישראל עתירה.
I think you
there
have
you go. The trolling is live
collapse.
over there, man. There's just so much happening over there. Hopefully we can find peace over there. That would be absolutely incredible, right? All right, so Professor Jiang, Terry loves this guy. Is Terry in the chat right now saying this is going to happen by 2045?
Around the world. Because what people don't appreciate is that we borrow from the future to finance today. We shouldn't have 8 billion people around. And like there are billions who live middle-class lifestyles. If you're a middle-class American, today you have a more extravagant lifestyle than the Roman emperors did. You're able to travel anywhere around the world. Today, if you wanted to...
That's true.
His rendition of the library was fascinating to me because, first of all, it has, of course, the gold entrance because everything he thinks that's in gold, you know, is regal and looks appropriate. He puts his name on everything, but he also has this huge gold statue.
Direct from the view.
He's got the Qatar plane, the Qatari plane that he really shouldn't have accepted because of the emoluments clause. He has that plane like right in the center of it. And I compared it immediately to President Obama's presidential center, not a library that I think should be the standard for what a presidential library does. If you think about it, he's not even calling it a library. He's calling it a presidential center because he says it's a living civic center. It's going to teach people about civics, young people about civics. Obama.
Well, Trump shouldn't name his that because that's not what they're going to do.
Yeah, that's not what they're going to do. But that's what a presidential library is supposed to do. This will be the first.
Is this the video you're referring to? Seems like they're just hating on Trump. Maybe Trump just didn't grab them in the right place for their attention, I guess. You know, something about his words grabbed them wrong.
Fully digital presidential library, so kids will have access. It's also going to have a home court, an athletic and recreation center.
Where's it going to be?
It's going to be in Chicago. It's
right in Chicago. Athleticism is good. There you go.
This is Obama's.
This is Obama's. It's actually a public library, like a Chicago Public Library is going to be there, community spaces, that sort of thing. And so I think.
What about for the immigrants? Is it going to have a place for the immigrants.
I think, you know, the stark contrast is interesting because President Trump will never be the type of president President Obama was. Just never. And he lives rent-free in his mind. And
There you go.
that stark
Damn city.
difference, I think, says it all. It says it all about Kid Rock, the flybys. It says it all about the bunker being built. It says it all about the library. This is probably a...
Who's this girl? Those shoes look so uncomfortable. My goodness.
malignant narcissist who only thinks about himself and wants to stamp his name on everything.
She's not talking about anyone else, right?
As opposed to doing something for the people. Right.
Lone Wolf and Cub jumping in on the chat, dropping a septum. We're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat. Help this channel survive. User TT says or a place for the people that got displaced by Obama building that. There you go, dude. There you go.
You could go online, book a flight to the Maldives, and be there like in a couple of days.
That's absolutely true. This is Jiang talking about how easy we have it.
In a 5-star resort, and in the Maldives, you could be eating avocados from Mexico. You could be sipping red wine from Chile. It's incredible the world that we've created, and we made it.
Mojave Red jumping on the chat saying, when you cannot do policy, you build monuments to yourself. Is that true? Do you believe with that, chat?
Accessible to just an average American or Westerner. That's incredible to think about. But we have to remember that this is all an illusion. And we've been able to create this because we borrowed from the future. And we've mortgaged the future. And eventually the bill is going to come.
The bill will come. The bill will come. It's absolutely true. Palantir. Peter Thiel. All right. Let's hear what Peter Thiel has to say about some things we should know.
One of the most chilling clips I've ever heard. And just hold on and trust me, because it's not that chilling until you realize what it means.
The basic idea was that we could never win an election on getting certain things.
Urban North jumping on the chat saying felons, one and all. There you go. Who are you referring to? Are you referring to politicians or?
Because we were in such a small minority. But maybe you could.
Regina jumping on the chat saying people in Chicago hate Obama.
Actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you through technological means. And this is where I think technology is this incredible alternative to politics.
That's tech billionaire and Republican megadonor Peter Thiel speaking at a Libertopia, a libertarian conference in 2010. He's basically saying that his political ideology is so unappealing that it'll never win elections. And that's one thing he's right about, because he's railed against women having the right to vote, complained.
He doesn't want women to have the right to vote. What a gentleman.
So much about diversity, and written some really disgusting stuff about sexual assault and consent.
Horrible.
But he knows that he can use technology as a unilateral alternative to
Is this playing fair?
politics, and that should really freak you out. Thiel is one of the co-founders and biggest investors in Palantir, a CIA-funded technology company that has contracts across the government for their data software. Here's their CFO speaking a few years ago.
We continue to advance our mission of becoming the U.S. government's central operating system as we extend our footprint across defense, healthcare, and civilian agencies.
And while both President Obama and Biden did sign Palantir contracts,
We got Regina jumping on the chat saying women should not be able to vote.
President Trump is taking it way further. There are new contracts with ICE, something literally called Immigration OS, and the IRS. So 15 years ago, Peter Thiel, like the supervillain in a movie explaining his plan to the hero, admitted that he can use technology to get his ideas across when they're unpopular, completely subverting democracy. And today...
Wow.
Today, one of his technology companies is gaining more and more power within the government, building the very systems our government relies on. And oh yeah, this is the CEO.
The central risk to Palantir and America and the world is a regressive way of thinking that is corrupting and corroding our institutions, that calls itself progressive, but actually, and is called woke, but is actually a form of a thin pagan religion.
If you're a progressive, if you have progressive values, meaning you just, care about other people, the CEO of the company building America's technological back end thinks of you as the central risk. He thinks of you as the enemy. Are these the people you want running the systems you rely on, or worse, the systems that surveil you?
He is the most not CEO looking CEO. There you go. I guess that's what they're doing. They're trying to make sure policy and votes get to where they need to go, even though they may not be real. Allegedly, right? A little wild. A little wild. But I think a lot of people are seeing through certain things, you know. I hope. At least one extinguished and 33 injured in Kyiv in latest Russian attack. In Ukraine, my goodness. So sad. Talk to us, Associated Press.
Значить, я в вікно якраз дивилася з 9-го поверху і побачила цей вибух величезний, і дим, і вогонь. Бонечка у мене на цей тріск вибуху підскочив на дивані. Ну, а потім вже стало відомо, що знесло під'їзд. Шкода людей. Люди ні в чому не винні.
There we go. Regina jumping in on the chat saying, Obama made me pay $600 United States a year for not buying insurance. What do you have to say about that? Old School says, Obamacare came clutch. I'd be extinguished without it. There we go. We got people from both sides of the fence. Dietra Bello says, look into Obama becoming governor. He did not play by the rules. He is a bad guy.
Атака на місто Київ, Дар'їнський район. Ми бачимо сложений будинок, 9-поверховий будинок, 18 квартир зруйновано. Зараз ідуть роботи. Сподіваємось, що під завалами людей не буде, але вірогідність достатньо висока. Велика кількість прильотів по різним районам нашого міста. Штаби зараз розвернуті. Всім постраждалим надається медична допомога. Продовжуємо далі.
Just absolutely unreal, man. Unreal. Unreal, man. These people are like neighbors over here. They speak the similar language, almost exact same language, and they're arguing over. You see, this is like the worst thing about politics, honestly. Absolute worst thing. How to find peace. That's the goal. That's really the goal. These people, man. Bannon. Oh, this one. This girl. This girl's asking about like how anti-Semitism can be like curbed or stopped, and this girl gives her a response. She gives her a pretty strong response.
I find some of the criticism of Israel quite scary. And how do we separate our valid criticisms of Israel from anti-Semitic criticisms of Israel?
Right now, we're killing their kids. We're not saying we're sorry. And anti-Semitism is on the rise around the world. Why don't we stop killing their kids, obey international law, not engage in atrocities, and then see if anti-Semitism drops?
Very, very good point. Very good point, girl. Very good point. Yeah. it's so wild. This seems like almost man, is it intentional? Like, can it be avoided? Is it intentional? It's wild what's happening, man.
Benji Shapiro said.
All right. Here's Mr. Steve Bannon. Do you guys like Steve Bannon? What do you guys think about Mr. Steve Bannon? He's talking about Ben Shapiro over here. Ben Shapiro cannot handle the truth, allegedly.
Up here last night, and he was all, I'm going to, it's all about the truth. Ben, you can't handle the truth. What is Greater Israel? It's not about Israel itself. It's about an expansionist Israel, an imperial Israel that Netanyahu and that crowd have thought up.
Wild. And a lot of those Israelis are allegedly protesting against the government over there. That's interesting. So interesting. It's interesting to see what's going to happen.
And the Israel First crowd is Ben Shapiro, Tel Aviv Mark Levin, and many others.
Who's this one? Never seen this person before. There you go, Renee jumping on the chat.
That want to put that ahead of America's interests.
Oh, that's Laura Loomer? Oh my gosh. Jeez. All right. Born in 93? Oh, she got some work done, bro. Oh, is this a before and after? Oh, what in the world? Before and after photos go viral, all about her speculative plastic surgery journey. Oh, she's for Trump? Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Just what for, man? What for? It's like, can you just love yourself the way the Lord made ya? This one's heavy, bro. This is a heavy one. Oh, actually, it's all the same. She just changed her hair color. All right.
Many others that want to put that ahead of
She's MAGA. She needs
America's interests. Charlie Kirk fought that. You know where Charlie Kirk fought it? In the White House. I know, because I was there. When I went back, Charlie Kirk was working with Sergio Gore to make sure that we didn't get sucked into a land war, a decapitation of the Iranian elites that would lead to a massive civil war that American troops would get sucked into, because that was Netanyahu's plan from the beginning.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Sean Ryan.
Everybody continues to listen to this bullshit narrative from the White House on why we're going to Iran and how they've been our enemy for 47 years. And they're right. They've been our enemy for a long time. They've killed a lot of my friends. We probably shouldn't have been there to begin with, but that's not what this is about. If that's what this was about, we wouldn't be sending the Taliban for...
I hope... Did I accidentally... Okay, I didn't do that, Les Paul. You did that, right?
40 to 87 million dollars in cash every week. We fought them for over 20 years. I fought them for 14. That flag came from an Afghan American, goes by the name Legend. He's the one that uncovered that on this show, brought that flag in from the Taliban burning it in Kabul, Afghan.
Calling you out. Bro. Okay. I can't read that chat, but that's hilarious. We got Les Paul saying I did. All right, cool, brother. Good to know. Oh man, Gator Chris saying coin flip on that before and after, smash or pass. There you go, buddy.
Afghanistan, so I framed it. If this was about old enemies, we wouldn't be funding one right now. Save me the bullshit on why we're there and how Iran's been our enemy for 47 years. You don't give a shit about our enemy.
There you go. He's trying to get the truth out. Do you guys know the real reason we're in Iran? Does anybody know? All right, we need some positivity.
How much do you tip when you get to
oil? We got calling you out saying oil. Love the gas prices during auto pen. Oh man, this is wild. Whenever you go to like a hotel and do these types of things, this might be beneficial. Obviously, maybe not on this scale unless you're this successful, but you know. Kelly Chica, how you doing?
a restaurant?
The first time I've ever gone there, probably $1,000. But when I get to like a hotel, if we're staying at the hotel property, probably 10 times that amount at the start. If I'm going to be there for 4 or 5 weeks, to ask for the experience first and then tip at the end, nobody knows what your expectation is, right? But if you tip at the beginning, then they know what level of expectation you have.
I'm here today with
there you
Scott.
Go. Yeah. So if you ever, at a hotel, you want to tip, it might be beneficial.
A lot of people think it's more Irish or Scottish. But that's a youth spent in Irish pubs. It's a Dutch accent.
Why do they all have face? I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea. Colby presents Jesus Loves You very much. That's right, 100%. Jesus loves you. MAGA doesn't want Ukraine to have any of our money. All right. We got Armando saying Republicans are cowards. Please let me know the reason you think that. And do you have a septum piercing? We're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat if you want. We got Scott Horton. He's got some wild views, man.
Horton, editorial director of antiwar.com, director of the Libertarian Institute, and host of the Scott Horton Show. He's been interviewing, I think, over 6,000 guests since 2003, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Scott, thanks so much for joining today.
Thanks very much for having me. Good to be with you. It's 6,200 something interviews, although it's a lot of the same people over and over again. It's not 6,000 different people, but yeah.
Regardless, still super impressive.
Great Garrett Porter for you there, everybody.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks so much for joining. Let's just get right into it. You know, the biggest headlines right now are, of course, the Iran war. So where do you think that's headed? The whole thing seems like it was an unnecessary war that Israel dragged us into. What are your thoughts on it, and where are we headed right now?
Well, I definitely agree with that. And
we got someone in the chat saying the reason we're there is for oil. Let's see if Scott Horton agrees with you.
At the time that we're recording this, right in the second week of May here, we're in a situation where on one hand, it looks like we're completely stuck and we can't get out, and the Iranians and the Americans' positions are so far apart from each other, and just what are we going to do? It could escalate right back to worse war again and all these things. Where on the other hand, the solution is actually very easy, but I think regrettably it's too easy, and for political purposes to be useful, and that is just quit and just say forget it.
Primal screams as we are there because of Israel.
Go ahead and call it a victory. They can't call it a defeat. Call it a victory with their...
Mojave Red says the reason for Iran war is Island Man files. There you go.
Give Trump a big gold medal and throw him a ticker tape parade and go, yeah.
Gator Chris sent me a video on Discord to show the list of CEOs that are accompanying Trump to China. Big moves are being made. What in the world? Yeah, we have a Discord if you guys want to jump on the Discord. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And we're going live every day of 2026. So make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat if you want.
Yeah, we kicked their ass, dude. Everybody knows that. And then just leave the region permanently. And then that would shift the entire burden on how to proceed onto Iran. Let them deal with the rest of Eurasia. Who cares? Who in the middle part of North America gives a good goddamn who's dominant in the Persian Gulf? The people of America don't. Only these special interests against the will of the rest of us. And there's just no need for it. And as I know you well know, the entire bluff of America's military predominance in the Middle East has already been called as of 6 to 8 weeks ago, okay? That's already over. We're living in the future now when that was a thing that happened before, but now is gone. From, if you want to start it at FDR or start it at the Carter Doctrine in 1980, America's predominance in the Middle East is over. Iran, and because W. Bush gave their best friends Baghdad, well, for a time, Assad was in Syria is even more dependent on them than ever before, except Al-Qaeda rules Syria now, but
he's peaking.
But still, with the addition of Iraq to their empire, essentially they are by far the dominant force in the region. That's America's fault. There's nothing that we can do about it. We're not threatening us, and there's no reason in the world to think they ever would threaten us. We can just stop. But see, the problem with that is you can't really do that halfway. You can't say, well, no, we still are too the predominant power in the region. We're just going to have 2 or 3 aircraft carriers there on station at all times, threatening everyone from orbit instead of from these bases. And we'll just, refuse to acknowledge our setback here and somehow insist on going forward in a way where that makes sense to a politician in Washington or a politician in the Pentagon there across the river, but it doesn't make sense to the American people at all, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, just a couple days ago, Netanyahu goes on 60 Minutes, and he was asked whether the Iran war is going to be finished soon, and he says no, as if he's the one calling the shots on it. Is he at this point? Is he? Do you? How it seems like the Israelis have us in a death grip to keep going.
Well, I mean, you could read a lot into that. If you're flexible in your own kind of point of view on it, then that can be read different ways. The simplest explanation for that is these are the agreements he's gotten from Trump. And
so President... All right, so this is a direct from Discord. Let's see what's happening over here. From Kagan Dunlop, 17 CEOs and high-level corporate executives are traveling to China with the president for a state visit.
Trump and his entourage are currently en route to Beijing, China for a summit with the Chinese President Xi Jinping, and he's being accompanied by the Secretary of State Marco Rubio in a high-profile...
All right, we got Elon Musk.
A U.S. business delegation of about 17 CEOs and top executives from American companies.
Oh my gosh. Huge companies. The
White House actually released the list of these individuals, which originally didn't include Jensen Huang from NVIDIA, but after the initial reports of him being excluded, President Trump had actually invited him and he joined the flight in Alaska. So you've got Tim Cook.
All right. Big deal. Operation Sledgehammer is about to commence.
from Apple, Larry Fink from BlackRock, Stephen Schwartzman from Blackstone, David Solomon from Goldman Sachs, Jacob Thaysen from Illumina, Michael Maybach from MasterCard. Kelly Ortberg from Boeing, Brian Sykes from Cargill, Jane Fraser from Citi, Dina Powell McCormick from Meta, Sanjay Mehrotra from Micron, Cristiano Amon from Qualcomm, Jim Anderson from Coherent, H. Lawrence Culp from GE Aerospace, Elon Musk from Tesla and SpaceX, and Ryan McInerney from Visa. Now, the fact that there's a massive business delegation going out there with the president has led a lot of folks to speculate that this focus of this trip is going to be mainly centered around business dealings and economic diplomacy between the United States and China. And this is the first time that a president's visited China in nearly 10 years, so it's going to be a pretty big deal.
Businessman making that business happen.
It's going to be interesting to see what...
Yep. That's going to be amazing. That is going to be amazing. Good man. Good man. We got some knowledge in the chat. Do you guys know how to cut this? We got Prime Cyber in the chat saying, this guy is delusional. Iran just had its entire leadership changed top to bottom in 12 hours a few weeks ago. Jack Tober says, all those CEOs going over, I'm sure will result in only good things for us small folk. It's got to result in that, right? 100%, man. Very cool video. Very cool video. Just in case you were curious on how to do that stuff. But, you know, I think all y'all in the chat know how to do that type of stuff. Wheelies. Man, so much fun. So much fun. Study your country. The Strait has always been the problem. Are you talking about the Strait of Hormuz? Yeah, Rough Riders for sure. Imagine having one of these for all those stumps when you grind down. So convenient. Absolutely convenient. I was curious, are they going to stay on dirt line or are they going to go below the level? Oh, they're going below the dirt level. 12 inches, 16, 18. What do you guys think? Yeah, dude, this thing is absolutely incredible. Primal Screams, which country is your country? Ever tired of buying cups? Here's something creative for you. Hot and cold. Hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. Makes a difference with glass. Got to be careful with those types of things. With hot and cold.
I have 2 chicken breasts cleaned and pounded out. I'm gonna hit it with some salt and black pepper. Make sure you do both sides, because if we put another seasoning on it, you might have a stroke. So salt and pepper. Pan on the stove, medium heat. About a tablespoon of high.
So we got a father cooking for his son, who's a very picky eater.
No point in oil. Let the oil get hot. Then we're gonna add a tablespoon of butter. This is a little more because that was what was left in the pack, but it's a tablespoon of butter. When the butter melts, put the chicken in the pan. What? No garlic. Got it. Put
So
the
that's a
chicken
smart
in the
thing.
pan, both of
Or
them.
something you got to remember for this
2
video.
minutes each side. Yeah, right. No garlic. It's been about 3 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the chicken over. It's got a beautiful brown sear on one side. I'm gonna let it go for another 3 minutes. Now that the chicken's done, I'm gonna take it out and put it to the side. In the very same pan, add a half of diced onion. I'm gonna sweat that for a minute. After those onions sweat and got a little color,
There you go. He adds the garlic. That's just what makes the video that much funnier. This just makes the whole absolute video, which is brilliant. Yeah. Even if it's set up, it's just hilarious,
got the
bro.
aromatics going, throw in a splash of wine or chicken stock. When that wine or stock starts.
That's all I wanted to show you.
What are you doing?
Out behind the wheel.
And this is what you shouldn't do if you're drinking alcohol. You shouldn't get behind a boat, bro. You should not. You should not. Yeah, so dangerous. So much money. So much responsibility. And ciao ciao to all of that. So bad, so bad. Just drop an anchor, go to sleep, do what you gotta do, find a parking lot, go to sleep, figure something out.
Hold on!
You know? What happens when cops don't listen to cops?
Photo, you're gonna have to run this. The funeral has the right of way, Deputy! 3/16/1974, Corporal! 3/16.
He's calling out the number. The number.
1974 says we have the right of way, Deputy!
This guy's trying to not let these funeral people go.
We can stay here till the last car goes by! Give me 1 more second, I got 5 cars, Dep! I will, Sergeant! He says I'm going to jail, gentlemen.
He says he's going to jail. Yeah, right, dude.
Oi! Hey! Where the fuck are you going?
Oh, actually, I guess this isn't a real cop. I don't know if this is real or not. But he has his red and blues, right? What does it say? Metro what?
Get your fucking car out of the way now! I don't give a fuck what you don't understand! Pull forward now! Pull forward now!
I guess he's not. This is Metro State. It looks like a fully rigged bike. I have no idea what it is.
Stop there! What the fuck is your problem?
I didn't know what's the problem back there.
Out hill, move here.
Oh, he's got the sound, but I don't know if he's got the lights on that one.
Thank you.
Yeah, Keeper says that's Jeremy DeWitt. He's not a cop. That's what I see up here.
Choose opposite if you can safely.
But was Jeremy DeWitt the other dude that was in the thing? All right, special services. Was he in the SUV in the first part of the clip? Yeah, he's got red and blues, bro. You can't have that on a civilian bike, right?
I threw my shoulder out. I threw my shoulder out.
You can't really tell if it's red and blues on that thing, but it looks fully equipped.
I threw my shoulder out. Jesus Christ! I gotta move. Hey, just sit tight. Hold up, hold up. Oh. Put him in the left lane, Alan. Left lane. Yeah, we're in the right. They're in the left. The right lane ends once we get to the 417. I'm on that motorcycle. Opposite, no, not at the school. Opposite direction is mostly clear. Let me get a unit. Yeah, we're going left. So just stay on the wrong.
Jewface says funeral procession escort, orange and purple lights. I think there's a whole court video on this guy. Oh, on this guy that's actually like this guy's point of view, or the other guy that was from the SUV. This that's wild. Thank you, Jewface.
Wrong side of the road and get in the left turning. Oh.
Yeah, it looks like some orange ones. That looks like a... Yeah, I don't see the shotgun in the back.
Ooh, that was nice. Nice move.
It's equipped, though. Those bikes are so fast, by the way. So fast. I thought you were talking about this guy right here.
Photo, you're gonna have to run this.
All right. It's a funny one. All right, cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to watch that one then. All right, y'all, we're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat, and yeah, we will see you next time. I love you, the Lord loves you, and yeah, if people just keep on drinking that haterade, let that hate roll off of your back like water rolls off of a duck's back. And yeah, if you guys want, you guys can continue this conversation on the Discord channel, which is on the YouTube. And I love you.